You know that sinking feeling when you're lying in bed at 2 a.m. scrolling your phone, knowing you have work tomorrow, but you keep telling yourself just 5 more minutes? Or when you impulse bought that gadget that promised to change your life and now it's collecting dust, judging you silently from the shelf? Maybe your mind loves to replay that moment when you enthusiastically said, "Bye, love you," to the pizza delivery guy. Yeah, we've all been there. But here's the thing. We need to talk about why regret has such a death grip on our peace of mind. Regret is basically your brain's overprotective parent that never learned when to let go. It's designed to keep you safe by making sure you never forget when things went sideways. Think about it from an evolutionary perspective. Our ancestors who remembered dangerous situations survived, while the ones who forgot, well, they became someone's lunch. So your brain developed this fantastic ability to highlight every awkward moment, every poor choice, every time you said, "You too," when the waiter said, "Enjoy your meal." But here's where it gets ridiculous. Your brain treats social embarrassment like it's a life or death situation. That time you tripped in front of your crush gets filed away with the same urgency as remembering not to eat poisonous berries. Your neural pathways don't distinguish between actual danger and social cringe. They just stamp everything with urgent, remember this forever. And suddenly you're reliving that moment you called your boss dad during a meeting.
The really twisted part is how your mind amplifies these memories. That slightly awkward pause in conversation becomes the most uncomfortable silence in human history. That joke that didn't land becomes comedy genocide in your personal highlight reel. Meanwhile, the person you're convinced thinks you're weird has probably forgotten the entire interaction and moved on with their life. You beat yourself up thinking you should have done better, but that's like getting mad at your past self for not knowing next week's lottery numbers. You made choices based on what you knew then, not what you know now. Imagine criticizing a student for not understanding calculus before they learned algebra. That's essentially what you're doing when you shame your past decisions with your current knowledge. Every mistake is just expensive education. That weird fashion phase taught you what you actually like. That failed relationship showed you what you won't tolerate. That job you hated clarified what matters to you in work. So when you catch yourself thinking, "I can't believe I did that," try reframing it as, "I'm glad I learned that lesson early." Most of your regrets are invisible to everyone else. Remember when you waved back at someone waving to the person behind you? Or when you pushed a door that clearly said pull? Literally nobody else is keeping a mental database of your awkward moments. They're too busy worrying about their own imaginary highlight reel of embarrassment to catalog yours.
If someone does remember your embarrassing moment, congratulations, you've given them a relatable human moment to connect with. People don't bond over perfection, they bond over shared awkwardness. That time you accidentally walked into the wrong classroom and sat through 10 minutes of advanced chemistry before realizing your mistake, that's not shameful, that's hilarious. Regret becomes toxic when it paralyzes you instead of educating you. If you regret not exercising, don't spend 3 hours analyzing why you're lazy. Put on shoes and go for a walk. If you regret procrastinating on that project, don't waste time feeling guilty about wasted time. Just start working on it right now. The people who seem to have fewer regrets aren't necessarily making better choices. They're just not replaying every decision under a microscope. They make a choice, see what happens, learn what they can, and move forward without conducting a full investigation into every minor misstep. Overthinking is regret's best friend. The more you analyze and reanalyze every choice, the more opportunities you create for your brain to find fault with your decisions. People who make quick decisions and adjust as needed tend to experience less regret than people who agonize over every option. Regret whispers lies, like everyone noticed when you messed up, or you'll never live this down, or you should have known better. But the truth is, most people are too caught up in their own lives to maintain detailed records of your mistakes, and the ones who do remember probably relate more than judge. The fastest way to neutralize regret is action. You can't think your way out of it, you have to do your way through it. That energy you're spending replaying old mistakes could be channeling into making better choices right now. Regret without action is just mental masturbation. It feels like you're doing something, but you're not actually making progress. Here's what actually matters: extracting the wisdom from your experiences and applying it going forward.
You don't need to carry the emotional weight of every poor decision, just the lessons they taught you. That bad investment taught you to research before buying. That toxic friendship showed you what red flags look like. That embarrassing moment reminded you that everyone makes mistakes. Stop treating your past self like they were supposed to be perfect. They did their best with what they had, and now you get to do better with what you know. Your mistakes aren't character flaws, they're data points guiding you toward better choices. So next time regret tries to drag you into its spiral, ask yourself, what can I learn from this, and what can I do differently next time? Then take that lesson and move forward. Leave the shame behind, but keep the wisdom, because that's how you actually grow instead of just suffering. The goal isn't to eliminate regret completely. It's to stop letting it run your life. Use it as information, not torture. And remember, most of the things keeping you up at night won't matter a year from now, so why let them steal your peace today?